Hi everybody, this is Harry Jacobs, the North of 60 Gamer, and this is the North of 60 Gaming Channel. Welcome! Today we're going to run through Excavation Earth. I don't want to keep you too long, I want to get right down to the board. I'm very excited. This is a solo run through, so we will be using the AI, or the zoo, and I'm going to show you how that works. But without further ado, before we get started, if you like what the content in this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you wish to see lots more content, and I would really appreciate a subscription to the channel. I am trying to build up. The more subscribers, the more I can do with YouTube. And if you don't want to miss anything, use the notifications. For now, let's go down to the board and let's get going. So here we are, ready to start playing our game. You can see up here is my player board. I am playing the pilots, and they get a special ability that lets them move one move before they do their regular turn. Here is the whole of their ship. We have 5 regular spaces, and just off to the side here, you can see the 3 black market spaces. And this is where I'm going to store on display some of the artifacts that I get, and then I will receive some bonuses and for filling out the rows, and victory points for filling out rows and columns. Similar to that as the zoo or the clones, they will actually have much the same setup. Here's the Automa deck. You can see that on top barely. They have the same setup, the 3 black market spaces, and there the gallery that they can move their guys into to help guard. They're going to play yellow. I'm playing black. I have 2 of my guys set up on the board. I'm just going to pop that out, and you can see one of my guys is here on the first slot, and 4 up here are the markets, and we can interact with those markets. Now I haven't set the markets up, so I'm going to go offline as soon as we explain what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the cards from here, which are basically look like that. And then I'm going to fill out the market slots, and the more of one color makes it more demand. The more demand, the more victory points or coins we're going to get. Up here is our command center, and we'll explain that when we get there. Beyond that, you can see there's some money. Now, I do have the nicer brass deluxe version that came with this, but just for the camera, I think this shows up way better, even though it's small. They all look alike anyway. I'll have my board here, so when we need a close-up of my board, I'll just zoom over to my board, as you can see, and then I'll appear magically, or we'll just play on the overhead view over the map. In these spots, we're going to draw. We're playing a 2-player game, so we're going to be drawing 3. We're going to draw 3 artifacts, and we're going to put them out according to their icons. We're going to place 2 on each of the black market spots. Now, black market spots are square. To interact with them, you need the right cards to interact with them, and each one of the cards, will show you how that works, aligned to a card. So if we look at a card, there it is there. You can see the alpha symbol here. All these cards have 3 movement, though I do have specific movement cards right here that we use. Now, once they're used in a round, they go to the side. We get them back at the beginning of the next round. I will draft cards off screen to save that. And then once I've got it set up, once we get the artifacts out, then I can decide on where I want to go to start my guy. I do have a single meeple here. Here he is. And we can place him anywhere on the board. The only thing I can say about the zoo is that the AI decks are set. That's round 1 over here, round 2, round 3. I am going to go first. He plays through his entire deck. When he's done, he passes. We'll take 3 of the round 1 cards and put them in at random into the round 2 deck, and we'll move the round 2 deck over here. With that being said, I think we'll just go over the rules as we need to play it, because that's the easiest way here. The setup is pretty basic, so I'm going to finish the setup. You can see I have a box of artifacts. I'll just bring them into, there they are. So there's a box of artifacts. And each one of these have a symbol. So if we look at this yellow one, it looks like we have a picture of a dog. Yeah, picture of a dog. So we'll just bring that right up if you can see that. And each one has kind of a unique look and feel. There we are. It looks like, what is that? Oops. Almost looks like a toy helicopter or something. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. Appreciate that. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to do a setup, finish the setup, and then we'll get into the play. So we're back. You can see I've set up our market. I'm going to just see if I can swing this just a little bit closer for you guys to look at. Don't mind the clicks. I'm using my mouse here. I don't have an automated one, but you can see in the market up here the buyers that are available to us. So the number of buyers actually influences the amount of money that we will sell. So if we look to this market, blue is one of the better ones. In fact, there's 3 buyers, the white being a wild. So there's 3 buyers here potentially. There's a 1 buyer here. So basically, if you're going to sell there, you get 2 per buyer. This would get us 6 victory points. One of the ideas, of course, is to sell across multiple markets, because if you can sell up to 2 markets or even 3 markets at the same time, you get bonuses for that. So the more you can sell at the same time in the more markets, the better it is for you. Now you can see also in spots I have set up the artifacts and the various setups on the board. There we go. We'll just pan the board a little bit here. You can see the different markets. So I'm starting in this market here as well as the market up here. But that is basically the setup. The cards that I have to start with, aside from my movement, are 2 yellows, 2 purples, a red, and a blue. So I have decided to actually start here to pick up a blue. And I'm going to take advantage of a movement here so that I can actually pick up to 1 or 2 artifacts. So I can pick up to 1 or 2 artifacts. So I'm going to probably do a move first based on my special ability, and then we're going to play the blue card to pick up 2, and that would be the end of my turn. Eventually I'm going to want him to move him back up here to get a guy in a market here, and probably if we'll just pan back out again. If we pan over to here, you can see there's another blue right over there. If we look at our market here, I'll see if I can swing it a little bit further to the other side. Sorry about the clicks, but I don't have an automate. You can see the market is set up here. Now I don't have 100% there, so we'll just move it over there a little tiny bit. Whoa! You can see the market here. Blue is actually the best one right now, so that would be in first place. So for first place, I would get a 9 bonus. Second place is 5. Third place is 2, and the last 2 places don't get squat. You can see here, these are our actions. There's different actions that we can take. There's move actions. There are the excavate action, and we'll explain each one. A market action, a sell action, a command action, smuggle, survey, and of course pass. So once you pass, that is the end. So we're going to explain each of these as we come across them in our game. I am going to go first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pilot action, which allows me to move here. And I'm actually the Dal Harbori Corp. I don't know whether I pronounced that right. And I'm off to the side over here. I'll bring myself into focus when we do something exciting. So that wasn't an action. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the blue action. Now for blue, what triggers here is that I am going to actually excavate. So that's my first action, is an excavate in the blue section. So I am going to actually take this one and this one. And then what happens is I'm going to come over to my board, and I am going to be able to put them in my hold, as you can see. And then what I'll do is put them in the relevant spots, which is here and here. So I've started on this blue hold. So that is the first move. What you're seeing down here is the futures market. And the futures market tells me there's going to be reds and blue artifacts coming on board. And we like blue right now because blue is a pretty nifty market. Now I get one more move out of this. So I'm going to use, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm going to use my 3. And you can break up your 3 amongst all of these markets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. And you'll see why I did that in a moment. And we'll just put that here. That is used. I'll put my cards over here. Now it is the Automa's turn. He gets 2. We'll just go back to the board. The first thing market is a snipe action. I was really not hoping to get this first. I'll just read that to you. Sell 1 artifact at the market with the most buyers interested artifacts of the color that Zoo has fewest of. If Zoo has no traders in that market, assign 1 trader first. Well, Zoo does not have anything. So if that is an action fail, the bad news on an action fail is he gets 10 points. The same thing happened to me yesterday in the run through. That really blows because he gets 10 points right off the bat. Zoo is merciless. And look at that. Right on top again is that other snipe card. Same exact one. I shuffled these. Oh my god. So it's my own fault. He would pick up 10 more points because he has nothing to do there. Now it is my turn. So we're going to come back to my turn. So the way this works is I'm going to take those cards out. Is I want to manipulate the markets. So in my first move, I'm going to manipulate this market here. So I have to have my excavator or archaeologist on that market space. I play the red card. I move one of my black cubes to here. Now, the thing that you can do, and let me show you the bigger one, is that there we are, right here, that I can move a white in and then a colored one. Whites are wild. So there's a white there. And then I can move a blue in. Now, I have no reason to put a white in there at this point because it would just push a blue if I wanted to put 2 in. So I am just going with the 2, making blue a very, very healthy market for me. And then, on my second turn, I am going to go to the flower market. Or worms. I don't know what that really is. If anybody knows, let me tell you. There it is. There's the icon for it. Worms. And do the exact same thing. I'm going to put a cube in this market. So in this case, I will use a white. And then I will grab a blue. Because the blue pushes things forward. So the yellow is going to fall out. Now this is a very fiddly game for very old fingers. If yellow falls out, he just goes back here, making yellow a little less attractive. Again, that is my 2 turns. Now, I do have a market here. You can only do that in the one market. Now, when I do a buy action, I'll be able to do a 3rd market. It might be worthwhile if I have the... So I don't have... If I had a sign, an armadillo sign, now I could move him over here and do a market action. And then do for 3. So I might just do that. This will be it could be a very lucrative turn to do that on this turn. Next up is our Automa for 2. He does an excavation. Now you don't think you'll be able to read that, so I will read that to you. There it is. But I'm going to read it. Excavate 1 or 2 artifacts of either yellow or orange. Choose the more popular 2 colors. Well, orange is worth more, so he's going to take 2. And he always goes for the more valuable ones. There's a 5 and a 4 and a 4, so it doesn't really matter. He does the exact same thing. He puts it into his hole. And then he's going to put yellow cubes. And there. This represents crew guarding the artifacts, if you'd like. I'm skimming a little off so I can have my own little circus, so to speak. And now we have a market action. So there we go. Assign 1 or 2 traders, each in a different market where Zoo has no traders. Then add 1 wild buyer and 1 colored buyer to each market where Zoo just assigned a trader. First, it's a buyer color, Zoo's most popular artifact, which would be orange at this point. Most of a random choice. So he's looking for the orange. So he's going to take his yellow cubes. Either one of these two would work for him. So he's just going to put his yellow cubes here. Now I picked yellow specifically so it's a little easier to see the yellow and the black as opposed to some of the other pastel colors. So what he's going to do is put a wild on each of these, and then an orange on each of these, thus making it even more popular. The yellow pops off, becoming even worse value, and the yellow pops off. As you can see how the market manipulates. If you in a 3 or 4 player game, this would be a constantly shifting market, which could screw somebody else up who said, oh, I got a big turn coming, and that's it. So that is his two moves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 3 move actually. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to use my 3 move, or I got a 2 move, sorry. So where do I want to go? So I still got some purple over here. So I'm going to use a 2 move and use 1 to go over here. Actually, I can... Oh, what do I have here? Blue. Sorry, blue. I don't have a blue here, blue here. Oh, there's a blue there. So I'm going to just move this guy 1, because I've used my 2. And I'm going to move this guy 1 down here, because I might be able to snag a yellow. That's my first move. My next move is the star. Now, why did I do that? Sorry, I did not want to do that. So we're going to move him here. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm just not paying attention. I really got to do that. Or I can move 2. I could do 2 to here. Never mind. We'll just do 2 to there. Okay, that's my turn. My second turn is to take the... Why did I want the star? No, sorry, guys. 1 move to there, because I really don't have anything to manipulate the star with, as you can see. Wow, lots of decisions here. Okay, I still have 1 more move. I'm going to move this guy over to here, because I want to start getting down into... actually, I'm going to move him here, because I want to get closer to red, because there's a lot of reds or blues coming up in the next turn. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a purple action. Not that it matters, because I'm really just using it for the fist. I am going to take one of my cubes, put it into this market spot, and then I'm going to push the purple. Unfortunately, I'm going to wind up pushing one of the purples out, which is fine. And then I'm going to go with a white and a blue, because the white doesn't push it out, but the blue will. And if you can see the board a little bit more over there, you can see things adjusting themselves. And then there's another blue. So I've got potentially 3 markets I can sell to. I've made his market a little bit worse, though if he sells before that, that could be a problem for me. But that would be my 2 moves. I had a move of 2. I guess I could have had a 1 more move. Again, my pilot says I can take 1 move. Oh, okay. So if I was going to do that, and I split the 2, he went 1 for there, then I probably would have considered going here. There we go. Again, lots and lots of choices in this game. The AI is going to market again. Okay, so he's going to go somewhere where there's his most popular color, which is orange. He is going to push purple out. There are no whites. If there are no whites left, there are no whites, which are the wild. So he's going to put a orange there. That's his most popular color. He has potential to sell to 3 markets at this point, and if he gets a sell action, and then he can go somewhere else. He would go to any random choice. He's basically not here. And again, he would put in a white if he had one, and then he has an orange. So he's potentially could go to 4 markets if he had more excavations. but he's got lots of spots to go on his color. So that his color is orange right now. Okay. It is back to me. He's done his 2 markets, which sucks for me. But I don't think that's too bad. Because now I'm going to trigger a market action. So a market action, or sorry, a sell action. I don't require a guy other than to throw away a card. And then I'm going to take those out of my hold. And then I'm going to sell up to 3 markets. I only have 2, so it's not going to sell to 3 markets. So I have to throw away a card, which is fine. So I'm going to sell into the most lucrative markets, which are this market, which is 2, 4, 6. We'll take my guys off because we have nice guys. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 8 plus 6 is 14. So I'm actually going to make 14. And then what happens is all these guys go to the mothership. The buyers, because they got their things, they go to here. These guys become envoys. The snowflake to the snowflake. The worms to the worms. And this is important for, in the first round, just for majority, you get 5 points if you have the majority sitting in there. And that is the market action. However, now that we've done the first one, I've gone to 2 markets. I have the most popular one, which gives me another 8. So there's 2. Plus, because I went to 2 markets, I get 3 more actually. 2, 3. And I get to draw a card to my hand, which actually is a good advantage. Because now I could set myself up for an extra move or something in the end of my turn. That is the sell action. So we've set ourselves really nice up for that. In our last turn, we have 1 more move to do. So I am actually going to move. I'll use my last move card, which is a 4. And I'm just going to come down to 1, 2, I go 3, 4, and I might be able to take advantage of the blue that comes up. So we're going to go over to here. So we're going to try to get this working. And I do actually have 1 move, a pilot move at the beginning. So I'm going to say he's going to go to here. So we've got some choices there. And that is the end of the turn, the 2 turns. We're back to our AI. He's going to excavate. So he is going to excavate. He can excavate 1 to 2 artifacts, a red or yellow. Choose the one more popular. Red is more popular. So you can see now, which is going to be good because he's got red there. So he's going to choose, if he's unable to excavate, but he can, he's just going to take the red off here, put them in his hole, and put his marker down. It looks like we have a film reel and a mask, which is this here. Let me just, I'll show that to you in a moment. That's his first action. There we go, bring those right up. A film reel and a mask. So his hole is pretty quick. And then he's going to pull another one. Oh, he's got another excavate action. Excavate 1 or 2 artifacts, orange or blue. Choose the most popular. Orange certainly is the blue, so he would take the orange. He doesn't have any more room, so that's the... Oh, and it says if unable to excavate, so I could, he was able to excavate, so we did that. So we're back to me. This is the last bit of the turn here for me. I've only got 2 cards left, which is perfectly fine. I can, if I want to carry over, I can't carry over cards really. I think there is a rule for that, but there's no reason to. So the first thing I'm doing, my 2 moves, is I'm going to take this purple, put it in my hole over here, and I'll show you that in a second. And I'm going to, for the first move, and then I'm going to do that and take a yellow. There. That discards there. Now we'll just switch it over a little bit. There we are. So that's being a purple and looks like a rock slide. I don't know what that really is. So we've done pretty well. We've got 2 out of the 5 spaces, and a yellow, another rock slide. So actually, we might be able to get, if we try to get the orange, we might be good. That is my turn. At this point, I don't have anything left to do. It's all going to be on the Ultimate now, or the Zoo. So I'm just going to pick up the cards, all 3. Starting at the top, he is going to command. So a command is he's going to put 1 in a trade zone that he doesn't have 1 in, and 1 in an envoy to the command center on the fist. So he is going to go here. If the Zoo has no traders already. So he has a trader on there already. So he's just going to go right to the fist, which is over here. Next up, he has a survey action. Now this is the one that can screw everything up. Draw an action card. And what he's going to do is replace the rightmost card, which is this red card. Now normally you would put a cube here, because if I did it earlier in the round, he couldn't rechange that, then he would have gone to this card. But since it's the end of the round, he can't do anything. Draw 2 artifacts of the drawn colors. Buy 1 that Zoom does not have yet. Place 1 onto the map. Well, he can't actually buy 1, but he can place 1 onto the map. We'll just take an orange from the box way over here. And he gets that onto the map. And that is a survey action. His last action is sell 1 to 3 markets. This is a big one for him. So he has orange, which is the second most, and he can go here. And this is how it's going to hurt me big time. Here and here. This is going to hurt. He actually could go here. But I'm always going to play in the best interest of the... he could go in 3. This one or this one really doesn't make a difference. So we're going to start with this most. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 points for that. 16 points. Then what happens is I'm going to move his envoy. Then we're going to take the next one. He's sold in 3 markets. It is the second most one, so he's going to get 5. 5 for just selling to the second most popular item. So we'll replace this 5 with a 10. Then he is going to get +8 for being in 3 markets. So I'm going to take the 50, take 2 1s back, and all the 4s, or the 10s. And then he goes into this spot, the star spot, and the fist spot. So we're going to tie across there. Now before I put those meeples into the mothership, these guys all come out of the mothership, and we're going to put them back where they belong. As you can see, it adjusts the market. So now orange is very, very lucrative, but he did buy them, so off to the mothership these guys go. We'll push these down to here, push these down to here, push these down. Yeah, we've emptied markets. So the last thing we're going to do is, actually these all just go off to the side. They don't go back into the pool at all. They just get, there are certain rare ones that could be taken off. However, so this is just about the end of the round. So we've taken those off. We're going to score. Since he has no more moves, I've already passed. He's going to score. So actually it's 5 each. So actually what's going to happen is we're going to split, because you can see we have 3 in each of these. So we're actually going to go 6 each. So he's going to get a 10 and a 1. And I'm going to get a 10 and a 1, 10 and a 1. And that is the first round. The first round is over. So I'm going to stop it here. And then what's going to happen is if we were to end the game, we would start adding up our victory points, which, as you can see, the pile here at this point, he has 62, and I've got, looks like 10, 20, 34. You can see I am not as far behind as I was yesterday. So what's going to happen next, before we come back, and we're going to do an extended playthrough and do the next round and finish the game off. What's going to happen is, based on these cards here, I am going to draw cards. I'm going to draw 3 for each color. One of them is going to get cycled into the black market. Now the top of the black market, I'll go to the bottom, and then we're going to put these onto the bottom as well. Then we're going to take 2 orange, 2 blue, 2 red, and we're going to put them on the market. And then I'm going to refill using the cards here. I'm going to refill the market with whatever's left out here. And that is the first round. Hopefully you enjoyed that solo run through. I'm also going to take 3 of these cards, and we can do that right now. So there is in the rule books, there are a priority of the different things that you do with the automa. Basically, the priority is anything that benefits the automa, that's what you're going to do first. So we're going to take the top 3 cards. We're going to put it into the round 2 cards. We're going to take the round 2 cards and spill them all over. There we are. We're going to shuffle the round 2 cards. And we're going to put him on the thing. And then what's going to happen is we're going to come back in a few minutes, and we're going to start the next round. So thanks for watching. If this is as far as you go, if you liked what you saw, hit a like button, subscribe, hit the bell. You know the drill. If you have any comments or questions, put it down below. If you think I made a mistake, which is always possible, and I may see a mistake when I do the video and start editing. That's going to take quite a while. Then let me know, and I will put subtitles in. But for now, that is the end of the first round.